Sometimes you just need a little bit of whimsy. Today we are going to be building our own birch forest update. It's going to turn out absolutely spectacular. We're going to do so many custom trees today. Inside of the forest, we're going to have a fantasy village, and it's going to look absolutely spectacular. We also plan on doing a turtle organic, a lot of cool things, as well as an underground library. So hopefully you guys enjoy the building vibes. Now, let's get locked in on the video. With the last build done, it's time to start the next one. Where might it be? Is it this way? Is it that way? Is it this way? Maybe it's like really far this way. I don't have a happy gas to troll you guys anymore. Oh, we're gonna get a new happy gas, Gigast 2. In the last episode, he died, but it's fine. I guess I'll slowly fly there, I guess, with my Elytra. The happy gas is so much faster, surely. It is indeed in this direction. This is the last build that we did. Turned out pretty cool, eh? Where could the new build be? We are now at the new build site. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was being extra dramatic. I went all the way around. It's just like across the street from the last build. But yeah. Anyway, yeah. So the build's gonna be here. It's gonna be right across the street, or does it say the ocean from the last build? So you'll see a little bit of the last build over there. But essentially, this is the next build spot right here. What are we building here, though, is the question, right? That's the big question. What are we building in this spot? Here, we are going to be building something very, very cool. We are going to be building like a fantasy area here. We're gonna have some cool stuff. I think the major thing that I want to do is have a underground library underneath this, and lore wise it'll be a temple that has been like kind of similar to like if you've seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, like lore wise it'll be an underground temple, but it'll just be an underground library. And it'll be a magical library, and I'll have a lot of like books and stuff like that, and that sort of thing. But on the outside of things over here, we're gonna have a couple of cool things. So one thing that we're gonna have, the centerpiece of this area is gonna be an organic. That organic is going to be a turtle. We're gonna have a turtle organic, kind of somewhere in the middle here ish. We still gotta do a lot of like terraforming here, but somewhere in the middle here, we're gonna have a turtle lurking over the areas. Lore wise, he's gonna be like a very knowledgeable, powerful turtle. And the turtle's actually the reason why the temple is underground, right? Where the underground library is. He was protecting the world from, people being able to like take the knowledge from that library kind of thing. So he uses powers along with Gabby to kind of push it underground kind of vibe. And then around the area, we're gonna have a nice little fantasy village. And the fantasy village is gonna be pretty cool. Yeah, this is a fantasy village, nothing too crazy. Lore wise, the people who live in the village are also aware of everything that's going on in this area. But for the people and the visitors that come by, they keep it chill. They don't talk about or anything, but they know what used to be here, and they're kind of keepers of the, not keepers of the peace, but like, trying to keep the knowledge safe kind of vibe. So like anybody that gets the house here for example, who redeems the house here, will then be put into that lore. But Gabby is kind of like the main like keeper of this area. So yeah. I think this is gonna be pretty cool. What do you guys think? I think I'm excited for this. We got a lot of clearing out to do, a lot of terraforming to do. We got to dig out like a spot for the like underground. We got to dig out an area for the library. Lore wise, it's going to be probably one of the coolest builds. I think it's going to be a really cool place. Obviously turtles. I picked the turtle because turtle gang. But also I just felt like turtles are like, I don't know, they're just cool for like something like this. I feel like so a little bit of inspiration from a lot of different things. But yeah, I think the one that I like the most though is definitely it being inspired off of like Atla a little bit, with it being like an underground temple or like knowledge and stuff. I think that's super cool. Anyways, so this is the area. We got a lot of stuff to do. We got to clear out a bunch of these trees, and we got to clear out and terraform this place here. We're gonna dig out a hole underneath for the library. We got a lot of stuff to do. So without further ado, let's get to tree chopping. Let's do our thing. Let's lock in. We're not going to need a happy gas too much for this build, but with what happened to our last happy gas, we're going to need it a little bit, so we need a new one. Oh, this is going to be Gigast 2. So we need a new wood. Still clearing out trees here, but Gigast 2.0 is here. Let's see if we can land on them. Hi, buddy. Hey, buddy. He's happy. He's happy. All right, so let's do one of these. And most importantly, the name tag. Gigast 2.0. I missed the original though. Oh. I missed the original though. Oh. It's fine. It's fine. But we got our happy gas going. We're not gonna need it too much for this build, but it's good to have Gigant's bank. You know what I'm saying? Good to have him bank. Back to tree chopping though. With everything out of the way, we got the terraforming basically done. I think it's time to get started on actually adding stuff to this area. The canvas is done and open, so now we gotta actually build. And we were doing a little bit of resource collecting earlier, and we have everything that we need. At least I think. We'll see if we run out of materials or not. But over here, we're gonna be making a giant turtle. It's gonna be wicked. It's gonna be like one of those like call it long neck turtles. I don't really know what you call them, but one of those kind of turtles just lurking the area over here, looking over the village and stuff. So that's what we're gonna work on. We have collected a lot of resources over here. I have lots of things that we could use. This is not only for the turtle, but also for the the village itself that we're going to be making. But we're gonna start on this turtle right here. So we're gonna have a turtle right over here, look in the area, and it's gonna look absolutely spectacular. We are gonna be using a reference photo because any kind of organic that I usually do, I usually like using like an IRL photo, whatever I'm trying to do, or a concept art or something. So this is this right here in the top left is what we're gonna be using. Um, that image right there of that turtle right there is gonna be pretty cool. Without further ado, I think it's time to get building and get locked in. Let's run it. And the turtle is done. Look how beautiful it looks looking over the area that we haven't built yet. Yeah, we got to start working on this next, but the turtle is done. Again, here's the reference photo that we used for the turtle here in the top left corner of the screen. But yeah, it turned out pretty cool, I think. I'm very, very pleased with it. Happy with how it turned out. Get a closer look at it. But yeah. So this turtle is looking over the area. Underneath will be where we put the underground library slash temple that we're gonna be doing. But yeah, this turtle turned out pretty spectacular. I'm pretty happy with it. But now we're gonna get started on working on the outlines and layout for the village. Gonna get some netherrack, and I'm gonna lay out where I want the houses to be, where I want the paths to be, and whatnot. And then we'll be chilling. Also, side note, your boy, my chat decided that we should rename Jagast from Jagast 2.0 to Jagast Junior. They felt like it was more fitting, and you know what? I kind of agree with them. I think Jagast. Let me get to this. I think Jagast Junior is a little bit more fitting for what we want to do. But yeah, next steps here is working on laying out the village itself, and then start building up the houses, working on the paths and whatnot, all that good stuff. But anyways, it's time to get locked in, and we're gonna get this layout going so that we can start building. All right, we're back, and we have all the layout set and ready to go for this new build here. We have anywho, yeah, we have this build fully laid out now. We have all, for those who are looking at this and are just like, what am I even looking at right now? All of these like little dots of netherrack are going to be the paths, and then everything else are basically going to be houses. So that's going to be a house, that's going to be a house, that's going to be a house. All of these are going to be houses. And I'm super, super excited to get going on this. In between here, we're going to have a bunch of custom trees. We're going to have a bunch of custom birch trees. And I'm so excited to get started on building up all these houses and doing all these custom trees. But before we do that, I would like to work on something a little bit different. So near the front by the turtle here, by the turtle over here, we have... I want to do a little fog effect. So I'm going to dig out a little bit of space here. And we're gonna add a fog effect, kind of separating, kind of like the world, kind of like, you know. I think I'm gonna do like gray, like a gray fog effect, and then I'm gonna have like a small bridge going from here to here, and that'll be kind of like the hidden entrance to the. We'll have like we'll do redstone, and we'll have like a hidden door, redstone door that'll lead us into the hidden temple underneath. So yeah, that'll be pretty cool. I think that'll be pretty cool. So let's get started and start digging out some space for this fog effect. Let's lock in. Fog effect is done, and it's looking pretty cool. So basically, I wanted this fog effect here because I wanted a small bridge that'll be like right around here. You'll go over the bridge, and then essentially we'll have like a redstone door of some kind that leads into the hidden temple library underneath. But we're not working on that right now. What we're going to be working on next is making all the paths. We're gonna get all the paths in place, and then after we get all the paths in place, then we get started on the houses. But for now, it's time to lock in and do some more path work. So we're gonna get started on that. See you guys in a bit. We now have the paths done. We have them all laid out, and with that being said, it's time to start working on some of these houses. So the vibe is looking nice in here. And you know, similar vibe to, well, the exact same vibe that we were doing with the paths leading up to here. Thought I would just continue it. And I'm excited for this area. Now we're gonna get the houses built up now. Just imagine walking through here and having all of the custom birch trees that we're going to be doing. It's just going to look so nice in here, and I'm super excited to get started on it. I think it's going to look spectacular. So we're going to get started on the first house, and we're going to get all the houses going. So let's get locked in. Let's start placing some blocks. And with that, all the houses are completely done. And the interiors as well. Yeah. So all these houses are done now. Each and every single house has an interior. And it turned out pretty cool, I think. Yeah. So we got nice little interior in all of these houses and stuff. But now, we're still not done yet, obviously, because we still have a lot of this open space between the houses, which we're going to fill in with a custom birch forest. And I'm super excited about it. This will be cool because I don't think I've ever done any custom birch trees. Like nonetheless a custom birch forest. So this will be pretty cool. I'm super excited about it. We have to get rid of all of the lime on top of these houses because that was just like indicating like a finished interior and whatnot. And now all of them are done. So, but we did collect a little bit more. Felt like I wasn't really sure if we had enough. But we collect a little bit more wood, a little bit more leaves. I'm not sure about the leaves. I'm not sure if we're gonna need more than this or not. Yeah, we're gonna get started on the houses here. But first, we need to get rid of the lime on top of the houses here. So we'll do right now, and then we can get started on the houses. Okay, we have now taken out all of the wool on top of the houses here. And yeah, 12 houses, all interiors. Now we gotta get started on the trees. So I'm super excited about the custom trees that we're gonna do in this area. I hope they turn out cool. Yeah, we're gonna have them like, at least in terms of like player scale to tree size. Like if you've ever seen and look up like a birch forest, a lot of the times you'll just see nothing but the logs, and then when you look up, you'll just see like a cluster of leaves, basically. That's kind of how I want it to be here. Like, you're gonna see when you're looking across, see a lot of birch wood and stuff, but you'll see like, the cluster of leaves at the top. Because that's usually how they look in real life. But yeah, we're gonna have to do a bunch of cool little details in here, and I'm super excited about it. So without further ado, let's get locked in on these trees. And with that, all the custom trees are done. And greenery too. So we added a lot of things. We spent a lot of time. Let's go through some of it. we're at the start of the village here, and we finally gave it a name. I think we're gonna go with the name of the mythical Lands of Flowgala is what we're calling it. But a lot of the exterior work is finally done. So walking through here, you see the vibes that I was going for. These tall birch trees. Typically, like you have like a lot of these like tall birch trees, like in real life when you like look up like birch forest and stuff. But it matched the vibe that I was going for exactly. I am in love with this area. I think it looks spectacular. You can see all the little extra detail work that we did through like in between the trees as well. We added a lot of little things. Over here we have like a nice little pond. Probably one of the best views for this build so far. Might be my personal favorite view for this build. You see, nice little view of the pond, along with like you see a little bit of the house there, and then the trees, and then the framing perfect in between those trees of the last area, the city of Kindorum. Which, if you haven't seen that video as either, you should definitely go watch that video as well. Yeah, this area's looking really cool. We even added a little dock over here, so you could take a boat and go to wherever you want. Obviously, you can go through the waterfall there into the city of Kindorum if you wanted as well. Yeah, this is looking really, really cool. I'm super happy with it. All the fallen trees, all the little details. I think it looks all spectacular. But that being said, we have to lock in for the last part of this build here, and I think it'll be pretty cool. The next step for this build is building the Temple of Knowledge. So I'm not sure. I talked a little bit about the lore of this area, and everybody that lives in this village, their true purpose that they don't tell anybody is hiding and protecting the Temple of Knowledge. Gabby and Merla, the name of the turtle, is the whole idea behind this area is to have a facade, just a village here. But the reality is that everybody that lives here knows their true purpose, and that's protecting the Temple of Knowledge. So we have this like little ravine here with this cool little fog effect that we added earlier on, looking pretty cool. And over here on the bridge, this is where the secret opening for the temple will be. We'll have to do some some redstone, and this will open up, and we'll go right into the Temple of Knowledge. So, you know what I gotta do? Since we're kind of done with the exterior of the area, we're gonna start removing some of these beacons, and we need to start digging out the area for the library so that we can finish this build. It's time to lock in. And with that, we're making some incredible progress on this build. I haven't talked too much about the lore of this build in this video so far, so I thought I'll take a little bit of time now to talk about that. We dug out the area for the library, but let me just talk a little bit about the lore. I felt like we should talk about that a little bit before I show you what we've been working on a little bit. But as you guys know, we've been working on this fantasy village. The people of this village are selling potions and things like that to the other cities in the world, which is how they're making their money and how they're making their living here. But as you guys know, Gabby and Merla the turtle, Gabby has decided to hide the Temple of Knowledge underneath the area. So the people of this village have a bigger purpose, and that bigger purpose is protecting the Temple of Knowledge from evildoers of the world. Yeah. So that being said, where is the Temple of Knowledge? This is what we've been, I'm sure you guys just saw. We were, during the time lapse there, we were digging out space for the library and stuff, which we also did a little bit of redstone. Yeah, boy, I did a little bit of redstone. Etho taught me everything I know. Anyways, but with a little bit of redstone, check this out. If we do one of these, bada bing, bada boom, into here. This is where the Temple of Knowledge is gonna go. And I'm super excited about it. I think this will be really, really cool. Big library in here. I think it'll be really, really cool once this is all done and stuff. Speaking of big library, we did start collecting materials for this said library. We have a lot of spruce wood, a lot of oak, and of course, you can't have a library without some books and things like that. So hopefully we have enough materials here. If not, then, you know, your boy will have to go collect a little bit more, but, you know, it is what it is. But without further ado, let's get started on this last part of this project here. Get this library in place so we can call the mythical Lands Flowgala finished. Let's get locked in here. We also found a geode here, so we might do something with the geode to save it, so maybe we could use it as a farm here. But we'll see. Anyways, time to get locked in. Ready? We're about to finish the build. It's time, gamers. It's time. Here we go. Gabby's empire is complete. The Temple of Knowledge is done. The library, all the knowledge, everything is done. And Gabby's just ore farming, floating, using her magic. Looking spectacular. I am so unbelievably happy with this build. It looks so cool. Let's take a look from above. obviously we have the Temple of Knowledge and stuff, but of course we have so many other things throughout this build that just looks spectacular. We got Merla the Turtle hanging out and vibing. Merla and Gabby and the lore use their magic powers to move the Temple of Knowledge and hide it underground. And of course, we got the custom birch forest, as well as the village itself, the mythical lands of Flowgala, which the vibes in here are just immaculate. Easily the most cozy build I have in my world. Like, let's just embrace the vibes here, you know what I'm saying? Like, nice view out, you know, you see a little bit of the previous city over there. It just looks spectacular. I am very, very happy with this. I hope that Gabby likes her empire. And then of course, when you come back through here, we have the secret entrance to the Temple of Knowledge. Just down here, got the aquariums, the books, the knowledge, and of course, Gabby in the middle here. Looking amazing. I am super, super pleased with this build. And there's surely nothing, like, there's surely going to be no problems, no issues, right? It's only like a little bit that I got to clean up, right? Only a little bit. Oh, wait, but wait. But not only that, but we have this that we have to clean up as well. So I still have a lot of cleanup to do. But it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We'll clean it all up and we'll get started on the next project. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next episode.